1-minute hamburger from the Presto Burger electric hamburger cooker.
Oster's automatic egg cooker.
Hey there, nostalgia lovers! Welcome back to Nostalgia Area. Today we're stepping into a time machine and heading back to the vibrant and experimental 1970s. This decade wasn't just about groovy music in bold fashion. It was also a time when inventors were coming up with some truly wild and wonderful home appliances. These quirky gadgets promised to revolutionize daily life, though many of them faded into obscurity. So let's take a nostalgic look at some strange home appliances from the 70s that you probably forgot about. First up is the electric egg cooker. This odd yet fascinating gadget became a staple in many 70s kitchens, promising perfectly cooked eggs every time. With its retro design and vibrant colors, it looked more like a futuristic spaceship than a cooking appliance. Whether you wanted boiled, poached, or scrambled eggs, this device claimed to do it all. And while it didn't always deliver on its promises, it did manage to give your kitchen counter some serious UFO vibes. Next, we have the Smokeless Ashtray, a gadget that aimed to solve a very specific problem. Smoking indoors was as common in the 70s as shag carpeting, and the smokeless ashtray claimed to reduce secondhand smoke by sucking up the fumes through a small built-in filter. Did it work? Not really. But hey, it was a nice attempt to make your living room smell less like a jazz club and more like a slightly less smoky jazz club. Who could forget the hot dog cooker? This strange contraption was designed specifically to cook hot dogs and toast the buns at the same time. With 2 vertical slots for the buns and prongs to hold the hot dogs upright, it promised a fast, no-mess way to enjoy your favorite snack. Because apparently, in the 70s, people were really struggling to cook hot dogs and toast buns separately. Fondue parties were all the rage in the 70s. And no gathering was complete without an electric fondue pot. These brightly colored pots came with adjustable heat settings and long dipping forks, making them perfect for cheese or chocolate fondue. They brought a sense of fun and community to mealtimes, even if the real party started when you tried to clean up all that molten cheese. In the 70s, kitchen appliances didn't just have to work well, they had to look groovy too. Enter the avocado green blender, a must-have for any stylish kitchen. While it functioned like a regular blender, its bold color and sleek design made it a statement piece. Today, it's a retro icon that screams vintage charm. Or, you know, that your grandma hasn't updated her kitchen in 50 years. Another curious appliance from the 70s was the can crusher. With environmental awareness on the rise, this gadget promised to make recycling easier by crushing aluminum cans into compact discs. It was a great idea in theory, but in practice, it often took more effort than expected. But hey, at least you got a workout while doing your part for the planet. For those who wanted to carve turkey or slice bread with the precision of a surgeon, or maybe a horror movie villain, the electric knife was the go-to gadget. Featuring a motorized blade, this appliance made cutting through food faster and easier. And louder, so much louder. If you wanted restaurant-quality rotisserie chicken at home, the 70s had you covered with the countertop Rotisserie Oven. These appliances were bulky but promised evenly cooked, juicy chicken with minimal effort. Because nothing says retro dining experience quite like watching a chicken spin endlessly in your kitchen. Before microwave popcorn became the norm, standalone popcorn makers were a popular addition to 70s kitchens. These air-popping machines produced fresh, hot popcorn without the need for oil. And they came in such vibrant colors that you could practically feel your cholesterol rising just by looking at them. Want to bring that 70s vibe to your kitchen? Several retro-inspired gadgets are linked in the description, including a popcorn maker that looks straight out of 1975. Perfect for summer parties and cocktails, the electric ice crusher was a hit in the 70s. This handy gadget could crush large ice cubes into tiny shards, making it ideal for slushies and fancy drinks. Because nothing says classy cocktail party quite like a machine that sounds like a jet engine grinding ice in your kitchen. Long before single-serve coffee makers took over, the electric coffee percolator was the star of the morning routine. With its distinctive bubbling sound and strong aroma, it brewed coffee by cycling boiling water through the grounds. It was loud, a little messy, and guaranteed to wake up everyone within a 5-mile radius. This 70s gadget promised to shape and cook perfect burger patties. But let's be real, it was basically a glorified sandwich press with delusions of grandeur. It had a press to form uniform patties and a heating element to cook them. Because apparently, grilling was just too much work. Why settle for just waffles when you could have a gadget that tried to do it all? The waffle iron with interchangeable plates let you make grilled sandwiches, omelets, and waffles. It was basically the Swiss Army knife of breakfast gadgets, minus the portability and cool factor. If you wanted freshly squeezed OJ without actually squeezing anything, the automatic orange juicer was your best bet. It was loud, messy, and often left half the juice in the pulp. But hey, it looked futuristic, and that's what really mattered in the 70s. Yep, a gadget named the salad shooter. It promised to slice and shred veggies directly into a bowl. Unfortunately, it had a tendency to send veggies flying everywhere. But on the plus side, it doubled as a vegetable cannon if you were looking to launch a carrot across the room. Homemade bread was a big deal in the 70s, and the bread maker made it kind of easy. It mixed, kneaded, and baked bread all in one machine. The catch? It was about as loud as a jackhammer and took up half your kitchen counter. For those who thought microwaving butter was too mainstream, the butter warmer was here to save the day. It was a tiny pot that kept butter at the perfect melted temperature for dipping or drizzling over popcorn. Because nothing says luxury like a miniature cauldron of molten fat. Want to pretend you're in Paris without leaving your kitchen? The Crepe Maker had you covered. It featured a flat, non-stick surface for making paper-thin crepes. The only downside? It took some serious skill to avoid turning your crepes into scrambled pancakes. In the era of avocado green everything, it's no surprise that someone invented a gadget specifically for slicing avocados. It promised perfect slices every time. And by perfect, we mean good luck not mangling that avocado. Still, it's a charming example of how specialized gadgets became all the rage in the 70s. Cooking bacon without the mess was the goal of the electric bacon cooker. It had a vertical design where you could hang strips of bacon, allowing the fat to drip down. Unfortunately, it often left your kitchen smelling like a barbecue for hours. Still, it remains a fun piece of 70s gadget history. Combining the functions of a toaster and a broiler, the Insta-Broiler was the gadget you didn't know you didn't need. It could toast bread and broil meat, and it was about as reliable as a 70s station wagon, except it didn't come with a warranty. While it never achieved widespread popularity, it remains a memorable part of the era's culinary experimentation. And there you have it, folks, a blast from the past with some of the strangest home appliances from the 70s. While some of these gadgets have stood the test of time, others have faded into obscurity, remembered only by those who lived through this groovy decade. Whether practical or peculiar, these appliances capture the spirit of a time when innovation knew no bounds. So next time you're rummaging through your parents' attic or a vintage store, keep an eye out. You might just find one of these retro treasures waiting to be rediscovered.